Good morning, everyone. We continue with our meditation today. As I have promised yesterday or the last time we did our live meditation, I continue meditating on the post-resurrection experiences of Jesus with his disciples, and I use the readings for today, which is from the Gospel of John, chapter 6, and also the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 6. If the last time we talked about patience as one of the fruits of the resurrection in the life of disciples, today we try to talk about another important aspect in the experience of the disciples of Jesus after the resurrection. It is quite interesting to see that the disciples after the resurrection continued with their ordinary life. But what is important to note is that even if they continued with their ordinary life, they continued fishing, they had a new way now of looking at what is ordinary. I should say that they started to see everything from the point of view of their experience of Jesus, the risen Lord. So fishing was not simply an ordinary thing to do. On the contrary, fishing was an experience of being with the Lord, of finding the Lord, even in that most ordinary thing that they were doing every day. But what caught my attention this morning when I was praying and meditating on the gospel today in a special way is that people were looking for Jesus. They were looking. Basically, this idea of looking for Jesus was always there in the life and ministry of Jesus, because people were looking for healing, were looking for something in their life. Now Jesus, now risen, the risen Lord, actually confronts them in a very straightforward way, and asks them, "Why are you looking for me?" In the context of the feeding of the 5,000 men, as indicated by the gospel today, Jesus was actually telling them that if you're looking for me because you need something, you need something to eat, you need healing, you need anything else, you better realize that I am the answer to all your longing, to all your search. And that's what Jesus wanted to convey to those who were following him. Hopefully they got it, but I'm sure that as recounted by the gospel today, many of them probably did not fully understand what Jesus was talking about. But for us, what is important here now to understand is that when we look for Jesus, we are not looking simply because we need for him, because we need something. We're not simply looking for him because we need something, or we want to ask something from the Lord. But we are looking for him because without him, nothing has value, nothing matters in our life. So in other words, Jesus is our food, not so much because of that physical food that we need every day, but food here means that without Jesus, nothing becomes meaningful, nothing becomes fruitful, nothing becomes totally rewarding in our life. But also it reminds us of the Eucharist, because Jesus in the Eucharist gives himself as a gift to us. He gives continually his life for us. So when we look for Jesus, it means that with the eyes of the resurrection, like his disciples who saw the ordinary in a different way because they see the Lord everywhere for us. It also means that when we say Jesus is our food, in the context of the resurrection, it means that we leave the Easter in the ordinary circumstances of our life. We see Jesus in every situation. We see Jesus even in the most routinary schedule we have in our daily life. We also see Jesus in the difficulties that confront us or that we experience every day. So this looking for Jesus actually means seeing Jesus risen in our daily life, in all that we go through in life. So I think this is very important as part of our meditation today. That when we look for Jesus, we look for him because we know that nothing matters to us in our faith, in our journey of faith, without the Lord. So if we need food every day for our body, to nourish our body to survive, we need Jesus every day to sustain us in our spirit, to sustain us in our struggles to become more faithful to him, and also to give us a new way of looking at life. And we know that Jesus, therefore, is the food for our spiritual journey, for our total well-being while we are still here on earth. And to conclude, I would like to go to the Acts of the Apostles today. In chapter 6, we find the story of Stephen, one of the deacons chosen. He was not really a Jewish-speaking member of the community. He was a Hellenist Jew. That means his mother tongue was Greek. But he was so much full of the Spirit that he started to give witness to the Lord, even in difficult circumstances. And I think this is one of the fruits of seeing Jesus, the food that sustains us in our struggle to give witness to him. And that means that when people make our life difficult, we remain at peace. We have that serenity in our hearts because Jesus is our food. Jesus occupies the very fiber of our being. So today, in a special way, let us look for Jesus in the ordinary, in all the circumstances of our life, even in the most difficult situation we go through. And like his disciples, let us now continue to see the daily events of our life with a new gaze, and that is the gaze of the risen Lord. And like Stephen in the second reading, let us be assured that when we are in the Lord, when the Lord sustains us in our daily life, also in our relationships, sometimes in the difficult relationships that we find in our work, in our family, then if we see them, if we see these situations in the risen Lord, we have peace and serenity that can only come from that faith in the risen Lord. So I wish you a fruitful day today, and may this meditation continue to inspire us to be living witnesses of the risen Lord in our world today. So God bless you, and thank you for joining me in this live meditation on my YouTube channel. Continue to subscribe, and you may share this to everyone. God bless you, and a blessed resurrection experience for all of us.